We're talking to Vanilla Ice here on 101.9.
Can we call you Vanilla Ice?
What do we,
Yeah,
it's
fine now.
Do you prefer Rob?
No, I prefer Rob,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
Rob it
all right,
is.
Rob.
Yeah.
That was the battle that we went, because I don't want to insult the guy. I don't know if he's going to go off and turn the place over.
Yeah.
What the hell is he going to do?
Hide your drum sets, yeah.
Oh, how you doing?
Good point.
Listen,
That's a
Ice,
good
we've
point.
talked to you about this on this show, though, that you did battle this for a long
Yeah,
time. And,
absolutely.
And now you're here just kind of embracing it and having fun with it and saying, whatever.
That's exactly right. You know, I was hating on myself for a while, you know. Every high has an equal low with me, and, you know, it was extremely high. The impact was huge. So I had an equal low, and long story short, I went on Surreal Life. Tammy Faye, Eric Estrada, Ron Jeremy was the best
Gary
therapy.
Coleman?
Yeah, Gary Coleman.
Right.
Best therapy I ever had, man. And, you know, basically the motto was be yourself, man. And now I can look back at everything and laugh at it and enjoy it and, you know, and go, wow, it was a huge impact, you know. 19 years old when it blew up, sold 1 million records a day. 1 million records a day, and just a day. I remember watching like old footage of the Beatles and all those people going crazy, ripping their clothes off. I couldn't, you know, expect that big of an impact. What the heck, man? I mean, how could you predict that or expect that?
No,
so the thing took on a life of its own. Right. And it really, the machine was so big, it scared the crap out of me.
And you've got no control over it at this
No
point.
control over it. I was riding a wave, man. Wherever the wave went, I had to go, you know, and that wave crashed, unfortunately.
Well, that's there's no way. You know,
I never would talk about any of these things before, you know. I always had kept it clammed up in me, and I went and spent thousands of bucks on therapy, and they told me, you got to talk about this stuff. Okay. I go, yeah, okay, but when? You know, timing's got to be right when you talk about stuff that's depressing. You got to have the right person at the right time. You know, you can't just go, hey, everybody, how's everybody doing? Everybody's sitting around drinking beer, watching football. Let me tell you some depressing stories right now. It's just wrong time, right? So I always kept it clammed up in me. And then I met this guy, Ross Robinson, who produced one of my records, Hard to Swallow. Complete rock record.
My manager, John Reese, called me up one day and asked me if I'd be interested in recording a Vanilla Ice record. And I thought he was being funny because all I knew about Rob was the suit and Jim Carrey. And he was serious, and he just said, let's just go take a meeting. And I'm like, okay. So,
well, we're signing on this right here to make sure that we don't sue anybody for our stupidness for jumping over trucks and stuff what we're doing.
When I first met him, he was quiet, but just basically sweet. He didn't know much about me, and I didn't know much about him personally.
It is a little bit dangerous, but this is a waiver saying that we're not going to hold anybody responsible.
I found out that he was deeply into motocross, and there's a certain mentality that goes with riding dirt bikes and racing and all of that, and it's a passion that we both share. We know what it's like to break bones. We know what it's like to see our friends laying on the track.
It was perfect. I want to get him closer to the turn where he's really like right next to you coming out. The way he did was awesome.
It's a community, and it's really strong. So we instantly connected. To be tossed into something that's so synthetic and unnatural and feel like he's starving to death spiritually, and then being able to not die from it or quit and then rebuild and turn into something that people just always have appreciated about him. There's a core source of sweetness and giving that, you know, I rarely see in artists that hit his level.
So for a while though, you were out touring around. You had a rock band. You were doing the rock thing for a while, and it was pretty good.
Well, thanks, man.
You were getting crowds in, and and you were doing dates, and the machine was turning.
We're still doing it, man, and you know, I love the metal, man. I love the hip hop metal thing, you know, skate rock thing. But I went up there to Malibu in California, and I said, this is the wrong time to write a record. Music's supposed to make people happy. I'm supposed to turn on a song on the radio, and you're supposed to feel good and dance around and be happy. I come back to Ross, I go, Ross, and this is like 2 days later, I write like 3 or 4 songs, and I go, bro, I'm sorry. And he goes, what's wrong? I go, man, look. And I go, let me just read some of these lyrics to you, you know? And I sang them, and I was almost in tears, bro. I had to exercise all my demons to him. I go, I can't record this record right now. I'm going to have to go home, reevaluate myself. I was all emotional.
I remember sitting at the table at Indigo in Malibu, and he wrote these lyrics and showed them to me, and you know, that was like the pivotal moment where I felt change happen.
And I'm like, dude, I can't do this right now. Everything I'm writing is depressing. He's like, that's awesome. Get in the studio. We're recording right now. I'm like, are you serious?
It just seemed like his voice opened up, his heart opened up more, and he was revealing himself. And, you know, people believe the only way to be hurt is when you expose yourself, then you're vulnerable.
He's like, bro, that's what I want. I want the real deal. I want your diary. I want everything that you really feel, that everything you've been through. I want you to feel that and let it out with the words and the expression of everything you mean and feel right there in the booth.
When he showed me those lyrics, I was like, the more pain that you're feeling right now, the more power. You know, it's like my dream to have his worst nightmare being put through a microphone, because that's where I know if he's willing to reveal that, what happens is he'll break all the barriers, and once you get over that fear, then there's nothing anybody can kill. He's more alive, he's powerful, he's courageous, he's, you know, the king, you know.
So I went in there, and I had Shannon Larkin from Godsmack playing the drums. I had Puddle of Mud, bass player, Weezer, the bass player from Weezer, Scott Schreiner, all of them. Most people record their music like the track first or something, and they'll overdub with the headphones on. Everything was recorded live. So I look out, I'm in the booth, I got my headphones on, but everybody's recording the guitar part at the same time I'm recording my vocal part. The drums, same time vocals, bass, everything all like live. And instead of sitting there concentrating, everybody's freaking jumping. The energy is unbelievable. And then I did a song called Scars. I was literally in tears. I can't listen to the song now. I can't perform the song. It's about personal stuff in my life that have happened to me that is the most amazing thing ever to transform me to who I am today. Like, the best therapy I've ever had came from Ross Robinson.
When somebody opens up their heart like that and reveals something that they never want people to know, especially on a record.
I learned a whole new musical adventure, man.
People do that. It gives everybody else, all the listeners, permission to be courageous in their own lives.
I use the music as therapy. Your music should be about expression. Your music should be about you, and it should be your diary. And when people hear it, they get a good picture of who you are through it and what you've been through in that part of your life, in that stage of your life. And if you really, really listen to it, that's what it is.
You know, they'll be doing their homework and they can get an A on their test or something. It's inspiring for people to take that leap of faith into that cold water, and especially when it's something healing and revealing.
Every stage of my life, it's like a tattoo. You get a tattoo 10 years ago. That tattoo reminded you of something that 10 years ago. That's the same thing with the music.
So many people out there that are terrified of any growth, or they're terrified of change, and that's all we are. Like, if it doesn't move, it dies. And that day, he moved, and he lived.
And that's why the greatest thing about music is that it knocks down all boundaries. Music can be real as it has ever been. And music, you can tap into the same thing as life. And it brought me out of the gallows, man, through the trenches. And since then, I don't care what you throw at me, it ain't gonna affect me. You know what I mean? Because I got my strong stability in my fans. I got my strong stability in my family. Man, I'm on top of the world right now, bro. I'm on top of the friggin' world. And it's a long freaking ride to get here. And it was very difficult. Like I said, I wouldn't wish my life on my worst enemy, but I wouldn't trade it with anybody right now. And that's the greatest thing is, you know, that I'm able to talk about these things and get them out. And it helps me. It helps me, man, you know?
No, I can't figure it out, man. This guy rides his dirt bike. I bring him down here. He don't even have the courtesy to move his stuff. Stuff's always in the way. I feel like I'm Cinderella or something.
Sam's gonna bring the fanny pack back. There it is. Holla. What? Sammy Pack. I like it, man.
It's my promotional piece for the show.
Nice.